Welcome to the AEW Dynamite post show. It's your boy ABE from DET.
I am that bald bro from the NYC.
And today we got a special guest in the building. First time ever, all the way from City of Wrestling. The one, the only, Dedrian is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, guys. You know what? Is this the first time we have the trio of bald guys?
Trio of bald guys, yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes. There we
The
go.
triangle of baldness.
There we go. Yep.
How you doing today, Dedrian?
Man, I'm doing good. In spite of the things outside of wrestling, I am doing absolutely well. There's never a dull moment in the world of professional wrestling, and especially on tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite. There was never a dull moment. So I'm doing good.
Yes. Sad time in the world of America today, but professional wrestling is here to take our brains away like it always does, man. So let's jump right into it. Starts off Adam Hangman Page defeating Josh Alexander. It was an incredible match, but even better afterwards, we get a face-to-face with Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Page, and it is set. The young proto star is set for his first world title match against Hangman Page at All Out Toronto. Dedrian, start us off. How you feel about the match and the face-to-face afterwards?
You know what? I love the match, but I love the face-off. There's something about Kyle Fletcher. When I was watching it, it reminded me of, I know it's a different promotion, but at the time, it reminded me of John Cena 2003, before he made that jump and everything. And how John Cena was just challenging, up-and-comers and everything. And I'm like, all right, I see where this is. He's not going to get the title yet, but this is that stepping stone. Like, okay, we're going to get you in the mind of him being in the main event. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I think Fletcher's going to show out at All Out. I don't anticipate him winning the match. But then again, AEW may surprise us. But, man, this is going to be a really, really good match. I think people are they underestimate how good it's going to be.
Yeah, definitely. Bald Bro, your thoughts on the opening of Dynamite?
I mean, first off, great match between Hangman and Josh Alexander. I mean, and Alexander, from when he made his debut a few months ago till now, he has been a welcome addition to the AEW roster. I mean, he is fitting like a glove. He's the perfect fit for the Don Callis family. Kind of like that muscle, kind of like that semi boss. Before you face the final boss, that is Kyle Fletcher or Kazuchika Okada or Takeshita. He's in the perfect tier in the Don Callis family. He's in the perfect role. So I think he's done great. It was a great match between us two. But like Dadrian, I mean, just the face-to-face between Hangman and Kyle, like he held his own. I mean, you look at this guy, he has all the tools of a superstar right there. We all knew he could go in the ring before him and Callis linked up last year, but my God, he has the look, the presence. Like, you give him the microphone, he can hold the crowd, he can control the crowd, and it's just his cadence is perfect. Like, there's no stuttering or anything. The confidence that you can see, the confidence that he has of himself, like it just oozes like all over the screen and everything. I mean, like David said, like, is he gonna win the title? No, but that's not important. This is the litmus test for Kyle Fletcher for the future in the next 3 to 4 years when it's his turn. Like, he will be a future men's world heavyweight champion. Next week at All Out, like I said, it's the litmus test of the proto star, and I think he's going to pass with flying colors. That doesn't necessarily mean he'll win the match, but like Adrian said, he's going to show out. He's going to impress. He's going to leave like a mark on the arena. All the fans watching at home at pay-per-view. That, like I said, they're gonna want more of the proto star, and they're gonna want him to hold the big gold belt sooner rather than later.
Definitely. Shout out Thomas Creed over on TikTok. A couple comments coming through right now. We got James saying the Bald World Order. Yes, we are here. Sergio is saying hello. And we got a request saying, can you yell Mike Hawk, please?
It's too late over here, but Mike Hawk.
There you go. Let's get into this next match where the ladies take over, where Rio and Windsor defeat Sakurai and Mercedes Moné with a double submission that looked incredible at the end.
Yes.
The match was fast-paced beginning to end. Ladies just, as always, hold their own in AEW. Dedrian, how'd you feel about this one?
I love this match. I like the different styles, especially with Emi Sakura and Rio, and then with Alex Windsor and Mercedes Moné, just the dynamic. But man, that final shot of both Rio and Alex Windsor getting their submission holds on both women, and just that angle, and I'm like, man, this is so good, man. Man, I loved it. I loved it, man. I'm looking forward to that Mercedes Rio match at All Out. I'm really looking forward to it.
Should be entertaining. James is saying from the last segment, it's too soon to put the world title on Fletcher, but will motivate Fletcher. That is for sure. Bald Bro, how you feel about the ladies tag team match?
Very good match, and like Adrian said, I love the mesh of like different styles between all four ladies. Like you have the kind of like the ground submission game of Mercedes, you have the brawling, brute style of Alex Windsor, and you have the high flying capability of Rio, and then you have that Rio's teacher in Emi Sakura right there. So I love the dynamic between all four members in the match, and I love the closing, that closing shot of Rio and Windsor with their submissions on, and it's something for Mercedes to think about their match and All Out. And you know what? It's going to be a great match at All Out. I think Rio and Mercedes are going to exceed expectations. I see a lot of people might not be high on this match, but listen, Rio is a day one AEW wrestler from the get-go. Listen, the fans love her. She's going to put on a hell of a show. She might give Mercedes one of her biggest and best tests like of recent history. So I'm looking forward to the match at All Out.
Definitely. That should be entertaining. Next up, we get FTR and Stokely out there in the ring. Stokely complaining to the Philadelphia crowd, talking about their Roseanne Barr lookalikes. He's sick and tired of everybody talking about he doesn't get any hoes. Would you let the man breathe, man? You know what I mean? But anyway, FTR, they go crazy on the crowd, the cameraman. I just knew CNC was coming out, but they did not. It just made a segment of FTR looking like the hardcore heels that they are. Dedrian, how'd you feel about this one?
Oh, I love these segments with FTR, especially with Stokely, because there's this nice dichotomy of like the seriousness of FTR and then the subtle comic relief of Stokely, where it's like FTR, like especially Dax Harwood, he's gonna say something very aggressive and abrasive to the crowd. So they're like, okay, he's going to say it, and they're just going to get into it. But then Stokely just says, it's like, man, this is freaking hilarious. But, man, the way Dax was getting in the fans' face, especially that one dude with the pink hair that, shriveled and everything, I'm like, oh, my Lord. And then to find out the backstory, that's a whole nother podcast and stuff like that. But I like the camera work of when they started just brawling with the security guards, and then they knocked the camera guy over. And you just get that shot of just people just going, this melee and everything. I'm like, ooh, that's really good. It's like, this is really good. And it helped that it was at the 2300 arena to just add to the aggression and, the tension, that this matchup is going into at All Out. I loved the segment. I loved it. Enjoyed it. Whoever thought of putting Stokely with FTR, give them a raise.
Give them a raise right now.
Give them a raise, because that is they mesh. Like Stokely's been there for 3 years?
Yeah, about so.
Almost 3 years. This is the perfect pairing.
Perfect. Bald Bro, how'd you feel about FTR going crazy in Philadelphia?
I love it, man. And like you said, it's the arena and the atmosphere of the 2300 arena. It was just a perfect fit for what FTR is right now. Like they're just like a little bit over the edge right now. They're going into this match with Christian and Cope. Like they want to take them out, so they're in a different mindset right now. They're over the edge. They're just edgy. They're antsy right now. They're ready to go. So I just like the visuals. I like that the camera crew like accidentally getting knocked down, to them going crazy on the security guard and the security guards and the camera crew. But like Adrian just said, the pairing of Stokely and FTR is just perfect. You get the it's like kind of like a good cop, bad cop feeling. Like, you get all the seriousness from Dax and Cash when they're on the mic, but you get that small little comedic relief from Stokely saying, you know what, all you in the crowd, like, yeah, I ain't get no hose, you don't get no hose like me. So it's just a great way to break the ice, to break the tension. Like that's what I love about Stokely. But yeah, I'm with Adrian. Like whoever's idea it was to put Stokely with the FTR, like major props and kudos to them.
Definitely. This next match, incredible. These are two of the best wrestlers in the business. Sometimes Shelton Benjamin doesn't get the just due, but everybody knows what Ricochet can do. But Ricochet, Benjamin, this was an incredible match. Before it, there was supposed to be some sort of peace treaty where everybody stays in the back, but the light-skinned Kingpin always got a trick up his sleeve. GOA comes down, costing Shelton Benjamin in the match. Ricochet gets the dub afterwards. The Hurt Syndicate comes out. This is going to be a good 3-on-3 match at All Out, and I cannot wait for it. Dedrian, how'd you feel about this match here?
I loved it, and as I was watching, I was like, man, I would have loved this match like 10 years ago.
Yes.
With Shelton Benjamin. I'm like,
yes,
man, if we would have got this 10 years ago, I'm like, man, this would have home run. But I like the story that they told. And shout out to Ricochet, man. This guy is doing some of his best work in AEW. And I know some people may not like this. His work in AEW in the last year has been better than his entire work in WWE, including NXT. And again, a perfect pairing of him with the GOA, Gates of Agony. And then just how he's, very cunning with the Hurt Syndicate. And he's just very, sarcastic and condescending, but then, shrewd. It's like, oh, yeah, peace treaty, this is this. Like, man, this dude's shady. This dude does not mean anything he's saying. It's like they're going to come down to the ring. And, of course, that happens. So I'm looking forward to this match to see more so who wins, but also to see how they win and how that sets up what's going to happen going forward, because I think this isn't going to be like, oh, it's done at All Out. I think this is going to be going on for a few months and everything, because they have great chemistry. The Gates of Agony and Ricochet against the Hurt Syndicate. There's just, man, it's just a perfect synergy with those guys.
Definitely. Bald Bro, you were on X and you tweeted out, "We bald people." The chants during this match were absolutely incredible. Your thoughts on this, Bald Bro?
I mean, dude, it's crazy with Shelton Benjamin. We got to remember, I had to Google it just to make sure. This man is 50 years old, but he is still moving like he's a rookie in the WWE. It is insane. He looks the same like almost 25 years ago. It is ridiculous. But like Adrian said, like you say 10 years ago, like, dude, like they're perfectly. I think just 10 years ago to now, it would have been the same. That's just how insane, how freakishly like athletic these guys are. But I mean, just great match between Shelton and Ricochet. Like they have great chemistry together. And my God, like, does anyone like bump like their rent is due every day like Ricochet does? Like when he gets hit or slammed, like he sells that shit to 1,000 and above. I mean, like, but. Like you said, Ricochet in the past year, he is doing the best work of his entire career, in my opinion. Like, I mean, we all knew he was a demon in the ring, but character-wise and everything else, like he has everything down packed together. And like, me and Abe, we always say like we love the pairing with him and the Gates of Agony right now with Toa and Bishop Khan. I mean, those guys look like stars in the making right there. So I love the trio of that. As far as the match at All Out, like I said, I don't think it will be done right there. It could go another month or two, but before we move on, like whatever happens in the future, I need more Shelton Benjamin like singles matches in the future. I mean, he can still do the trio stuff with the Hurt Syndicate, but there's no reason like after All Out, like this guy cannot get a TNT title match against Kyle Fletcher, or he can't get a unified title match against Okada or something like that. Like, I mean, with all due respect to like Bobby Lashley and MVP, like Shelton. I feel like the wrestling world, like just karma in general, we are owed one more a legitimate singles run from Shelton Benjamin. Like the entire IWC would love it. Like he would not disappoint. But yeah, I can't wait for the trios match at All Out.
Definitely. A lot of people are in the comments loving this ball connection on the show today. We got the real belt collector saying ball guys representing, and we got Gary over on Twitch saying, forget the triangle of madness. This is the triangle of baldness. That might be our new name.
Oh
fellas.
my Lord! What did I start here, man? What did I start?
Something is brewing here. But next up, the ladies once again turning it up on Dynamite. Toni Storm, Sky Blue, hardcore Philadelphia street fight. We had mousetraps. We had cheese. We had private parts getting stapled street signs, power bombs on garbage cans, and timeless. Toni Storm shows that she is hardcore by getting the win over Sky Blue. Your thoughts on this entertaining match here, Dedry?
When I seen Sky Blue come up right away, I thought about the match that she was a part of. I think, man, who was she? Who was her tag partner? I think it was just her and Willow in a street, like it was like a street fight on Rampage or something like that. Yeah. And that got me thinking. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. That match was good. I'm like, oh, this is gonna hit, especially with Toni Storm. Shout out to Toni Storm, man, paying tribute to one of the greatest wrestling entrances of all time, the Sandman.
Yeah.
Coming out, I guess, with a can of soda or beer or something like that, hitting it on her head and then spin, and then she had the kendo stick. I love that. I was like, yes. I actually would have been dope if she would have came out to enter the Sandman, but that's another discussion. But yeah, man, this was a great match. And when they got to the table spot with the mousetraps, I'm like, you know what? Why haven't they used mousetraps before? Like, we got thumbtacks. I'm thinking of all these weapons we've seen like in the last 10 years. I'm like, why haven't we used mousetraps? That's actually a good weapon
syringes.
To use. Yeah, I'm like, why haven't we used that? But no, this was a really good match. A lot of I mean, I like the, if you want to call it violence or intensity. I liked it for what it was and everything, especially the post match. You know, the post match with the Triangle of Madness coming out, Statlander, that whole thing, like it was just, I'm like, man, and they're really doing a really good job of building the Triangle of Madness, especially Tekla. And I like that, man. You know what? Tonight's Dynamite had a lot of good shots of moments. Yeah. And I love that shot of Tekla knocking Toni Storm down and doing the spider pose with the title next to her. Right at the
symbolic.
I'm like, ooh, I'm like, man, this is so good. So I mean, that match, Toni Storm, Tekla, man. The name and just their body work is like, okay, this is gonna be a decent match. But I don't think people realize how good that match is going to be, especially with how Tekla's the run she's been on since she's debuted in AEW. Like it's been fantastic and everything. But man, this match, shout out to Sky Blue. I think her and Toni Storm and actually a few other women, like they have a really good specialty in hardcore matches. I don't know why. They do it better than the men.
Yeah, and I think all of AEW, that's going all the way back to Britt Baker with that iconic moment with the crimson tide on her face. She was like the one who kicked it all off. But you got some people agreeing with you, James, in the chat saying Sky Blue is a hardcore princess. Yeah, I bet Kyle Fletcher loves that.
Yeah.
I bet Kyle Fletcher loves that, if you know what I mean. But Bald Bro, how'd you feel about this one?
I was excited for this match before it even started because Sky Blue was in this match, and have you seen her like her past matches in hardcore or death matches? Like she is a baller, she is a hooper, she is a gamer. I think these are the matches that she gets up for, she's excited for, because she could just show out and just show off in these matches, and she never disappoints, and she didn't disappoint tonight. But even before the match starts, like Adrian said, with Toni Storm with the tribute to Sandman, that was dope. That was great. But I like what I like the most about everything was simple. I don't think anything was too over the top. All the spots that they did with the mousetrap table and the fighting on the barricade and everything, and then the power bomb on the trash can. I don't think anything was out of place or overdone. Yeah, it's a street fight in a sense, but I don't think they did anything too over the top that kind of took away from the match. Like so, but I mean that one moment where Sky had Tony in the corner and she's like stapling her in her unmentioned
Lord.
parts here and there. That was that was an insane visual right there. I mean, like you would think you would not see that on TV, but this is AEW. They kind of stretch the boundaries of what you can and can't do. But I mean, good match overall. But I love the post match even better. I like in the whole scrum, like you got Jamie Hayter taking out Statlander. Then that shot at the end after Tekla hits the spear on Tony Storm. Man, I don't care what it says. You can make an argument that Tekla might have the best spear in the business, like the speed, the tenacity that she hits, like she in one motion. That's how, like, as me as a former football coach, that's how you teach it right there. And it's not a flying hug, it's not a leaping, like twisting headbutt. Like I'm not gonna get into it. I don't want to bring that up, but yeah, that ending shot where she hits the spear, then she does her spider pose over Tony with the belt next to her. That's a fucking dope shot right there. Maybe that's a harbinger of things to come in the future. Maybe not at All Out, but maybe in the future when she does get that one-on-one match against Tony Storm, it could be a star-making moment. But I mean, I love how Tekla has been presented in AEW, and I kind of hope, like, not just herself, but like her and Josh Alexander, like guys who we've heard like recently that that their goal was to come to AEW, that their dream was to come to AEW. I kind of hope, like, wrestlers like Josh Alexander and Tekla, they kind of get rewarded and pushed in the sense, like, what, we're going to showcase the wrestlers who want to be here, who want to be a part of AEW's success. So I don't think it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when Tekla will hold up the big gold belt.
Yes, I definitely agree with you. There were two promos backstage that we kind of skipped over, so I want you guys' opinion on it. One was MJF, this bastard. He just got married. He said as we was leaving out to head to meet up with Briscoe, his wife says, if you leave, we're over. He says, bitch, I've been married to the game, but way before you. That guy is insane for that. And then we also had a segment, a promo with Hook that kind of left a little mystery, saying, I appreciate the ops. I'm going to be on my own, or maybe not. Your thoughts on these two segments, Dedrian?
First, with MJF, I got to say, I did a review about 2 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago. And I compared MJF to the main character from the movie Class of 1984. If you ever seen that movie.
I know what you mean.
If you've seen that movie, the main character, I'm like, yo, that's MJF. That is MJF. And if you haven't seen that movie, go watch the movie. The main character, he's very similar characteristics MJF, and I love the promo. I always love MJF's promos because it's just the intensity. When you watch him give a promo, especially what he did tonight, like you feel the passion, like you feel like this dude's gonna do whatever it takes to accomplish his goal. And he's going to go to any depth to do it. And I just love the fact that you have him and Mark Briscoe. And as he was giving that promo, I'm like, man, did AEW, like, do they subtly have, like, their Triple H Cactus Jack feud here? Because I'm like, this kind of reminds me of it and everything. I'm like, this is actually pretty cool. And that's another match. I mean, it sounds repetitive, but I mean, this is what AEW is building towards All Out. Like all these matches, you look forward to it because of the build and just the body of work that these wrestlers have done in the ring. So with MJF, man, he's probably going to use the Dynamite Diamond Ring to win, or he's going to do something else. I know he's going to use some foreign object to beat Mark Briscoe, but what I'm really interested in is who he's going to face after Mark Briscoe. Because we can kind of sense that this is kind of like a transitional feud to something else. So it's like, okay, who is he gonna feud with? Like one of the things that like I thought I was like, man, is he gonna feud with Moxley? Like, are they gonna feud with each other? Like we've seen the tease with the Don Callis fan. We're like, okay, is he gonna feud with him? Like I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, man, who's he gonna feud with? The other promo. What was the other promo? I'm sorry, man.
Hook. With Hook.
Hook. Okay. That's man, that promo was very interesting, especially on a rooftop with the fireplace. I'm like, okay, like who is he gonna be with? Now thinking about it, I'm like, okay, he would be a perfect fixture with the Hurt Syndicate because it
Mm,
looks like the kind of imagery you would see with the Hurt Syndicate rooftop and everything. But man, that last part when he said, maybe I'll be on my own, I'll do things on my own, or maybe not. That got me thinking of what we eventually saw in the main event. And I'm
right.
like, man, what the hell? What is Hook gonna do? Like, is he? And I think that's a common theme tonight. Like, you just like, okay, is it going here? Is it going there? Like, it's a good intrigue and question surrounding Hook and especially MJF.
Definitely. Bald Bro, how'd you feel about these two promos?
Man, listen. Wait, first with MJF, hate is a hell of a motivator right there. And if you,
Yeah.
there is no better example than it is with MJF right now. Because, like you said, this man, he got married. He gets married Friday, and then no more than 24 hours later, this motherfucker, after his wedding, the day after, he wakes up and tells his wife, "Yeah, I need to make a stop in Philly, real quick. Yeah, there is no honeymoon." And like you say, he should be on his fucking honeymoon that day. Nope, I gotta take out Mark Briscoe. I gotta cost him a possible TNT title shot
Oh,
match right there. And then he does the same kind of pose, like laying down outside the ring that Hangman and Christian Cage have done in the past. And like now we get the match all out. I'm real curious to see what the stipulation is going to be. I'm giving it a guess. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Briscoe tells MJF, I'm spitballing this, but put the contract on the line for his title shot in a ladder match. Hang that contract up
Ooh.
there, and how about
ooh.
put the contract on the line in a ladder match? I think I mean I'm trying to think. It's been a long time, in my opinion, since we had a good ladder match in AEW. I can't think of one off the
Yeah,
top of my head. It's been a long time. So I mean,
I think.
shit, listen, it's all out, and I'm thinking off the top of my head, we don't really have, well, besides the coffin match, we don't have any other stipulation matches.
No,
Really, so they're all like
no.
one-on-one or tag team matches or multi-man. So I say, yo, throw in a ladder match and get the contract up there, put the contract on the line. And as far as Hook goes, like honestly, maybe I have an idea, like when he said he'll be by himself or not. Well, I don't want to say too much because this will tie into the main event and the post what happened after the main event, which may tie in with Hook and where he goes
I see where you're
potentially.
going.
So I mean,
I see
I
where you're
don't. So
going.
let's pause on that for now.
And let's jump right into that main event. Before it, we had a little motivation from John Moxley letting Matt and Nick know they don't even want the money. They just there to hurt people, destroy, and make them bleed pretty much. And they are all for it. And that encouraged them because Matt, Nick, Mox, Claudio, and Wheeler Yuta defeat Bandito, Samoa Joe, and the Ops to get the victory. But like we were just talking about, it wasn't the match everybody was so interested in. It was afterwards where the masked man came down, and it was Daniel Garcia who slammed Darby's head into the canvas and then a second time into the chair, making it known he is with Moxley in the Death Riders. He needed this. Me and Bald Bro been saying it for weeks. He's been a little stagnant. He's been stale. This was the injection
Mhm.
that Daniel Garcia needed. Dedrian, how'd you feel about the main event?
Well, first off, man, I love their 10-man tag matches, men and women. Like, this really cool concept, especially in these small venues, because everybody involved, and they do. AEW does like multi-man tag matches
We
very
say it
well.
every week.
And man, and the funny thing about this match was, of course, the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nick Masio. I think that's what they had on the graphic when they came out with the old Dynamite theme and everything, which I thought was hilarious. And them getting the money is like, oh yeah. And then Brody King, chopping them. But man, Daniel Garcia with the Death Riders. I anticipated after Collision when he's like, I've been here 5 years and nothing to show. I'm like, he's gonna turn soon. I didn't anticipate that turn happening tonight. I was anticipating probably happening at All Out or something like that, but I like that it happened tonight because now with okay, what's gonna happen, who's next, and everything. It's gonna be interesting. Right away, I'm like, okay, Death Riders got Daniel Garcia, you got Willer Yuta. It's a new, fresh tag team right there. Okay, I like that. You got that. We'll see what happens with Pac and Claudio when they come back. One thing that did cross my mind is about the teases earlier in the night, especially with Chris Statlander. I'm like, okay, is Chris Statlander turning? Like I mentioned, Chris Statlander, Jamie Hayter, Willow, but also most have been saying, like, it's like leading to like a Shayna Baszler showing up in AEW with Marina. Like, are they like the Death Riders going into next year? I'm like, this is interesting, but man, I liked it. It begs the question: is Hook going to be on Darby's side or next member of the Death Riders?
Right. People think the Death Riders is over because he lost the title. To me, they are reinventing themselves right before our eyes. So give me more. Bald Bro, how'd you feel about the main event?
I mean, the match itself, I mean, great 10-man tag. I mean, you had all the right pieces like to cook up something special. And I mean, listen, Bro Dita on fire. Like, listen, Bro Dita with the ops, like that was just an overpowered babyface team right there.
Yeah.
Like just 5 badass dudes. And man, and listen, I love now that it's been a couple weeks in a row that Bandito has tried to get Brody King to try to do the Macarena in the middle of the ring. And listen, when that happens, like the crowd is gonna lose its shit. Like it's gonna be amazing when Brody will break eventually and do it. I love how they're building it up. But it's a great 10-man tag. Bucks picking up the win. And you know what? Listen, I say they got the pinfall over Bandito. I say give him a tag team title match against Bro Dito at All Out. I say, man, you put that match on the card, that could be match of the night candidate right there. That could be the tag team match of the year, just with those 4 characters involved right there. But I mean, so now the post match stuff, with Garcia, joining the Death Riders, like I love it. It's perfect. And like Abe said earlier, like we've been talking about it for weeks, months right now, that we like Garcia, we see the potential, but he's been too stagnant for the longest right now. He wasn't going down, he wasn't going up. The worst thing that you can be is like you're stagnant, you're just like treading water, and that's what Garcia was doing for the longest. So this had to be done. And Adrian, like you said, you expected this at the pay-per-view, but you know what? Shout out to my co-host Wrestling Mark on Twitter. I told him like this was done on purpose because I think TK has something bigger up his sleeve in regards to the coffin match between Darby and Mox. Like I think it's a given. I think that Garcia will be there to back up Mox, and we're gonna get other interference from the Death Riders as well. But who's going to be there for Darby? Like the ops is the obvious answer, but I think that's too obvious. This is Toronto, Canada. This is going to be Scotiabank Arena pay-per-view, like such a major day. That's actually not where I'm going. Maybe, but I was thinking someone else who was called out recently on Collision.
Oh,
I told people
he's up
when Big Bill called out Mr. Eddie Kingston, I told my podcast mates on this past recording, I said that is a classic diversion right there. With all due respect to Big Bill, they're not. I don't think they're gonna use Eddie Kingston's return on Big Bill. That was a classic misdirection right there. And for any place for Kingston to come back, it would be against, especially if Gabe Kidd is involved in that match as well. To come back to get his get back against Gabe, because remember it was Gabe that hurt him in that New Japan Strong show that he broke his leg. So I say be on the lookout just for a whole lot of crazy. It could be Cassidy coming back, it could be Kingston, but I think there was a bigger reason why it was tonight and not the pay-per-view, why Garcia decided to turn and join the Death Riders.
James is in the comment. There's been a lot of talk because of Shayna Baszler's interview recently, talking about how she wouldn't mind coming to AEW, and he says Statlander, Marina, and Baszler versus the Triangle of Madness. I would take that in a heartbeat.
Hey,
sure.
Don't forget Ronda Rousey. I know that's a
Yeah,
wild card, but she said she don't feel like going back to WB, and her friends are out of there. Her friends are
yep,
Shayna Baszler and Marina Shafir. If you can
yep.
get them three with the Death Riders,
Woo!
that's
The
actually
su-
pretty intriguing.
Yeah,
the submission
Yes,
sisters.
the
yes.
submission sisters. I like the not
Oh
sound of
man,
that, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that.
that'd be dope. I mean, more realistically though, I mean, Shayna with Marina, I think would be a dope tag team right
Oh
there. Like I feel like when she was brought up to the main roster, like they wasted Shayna's full potential, because if you saw her back in the NXT Black and Gold days,
Yeah,
like she was a killer. She could
man,
go. I
yeah.
just fear that it's been like so many years now that can she regain it? I'm not sure. I mean, maybe it'll be a little easier on herself if it's a tag team, but we'll wait and see. But I wouldn't mind that at all. But like I said, I think something is brewing
yeah,
with the Death Riders, like coming
I agree.
next Saturday in Toronto. I mean, it's a coffin match, so we know. I mean, actually, I forgot who it was on the last podcast recording. Just imagine Mox is dragging Darby over to the coffin. He opens the coffin, but what if it's Orange Cassidy inside the
Yes,
coffin? Like, oh my god, that would
yes,
be
that
insane.
would be dope.
I miss Orange Cassidy, but this was a great show, top to bottom. Dedrian, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving it tonight?
Um, I would give it. I would give it a 7.
Solid 7.
I'll
A
give it a
C is a
7.
great. C is a good grade. I got a lot of those in high school. Yeah,
I'll give it a 7. Not necessarily an 8 or not. Actually, no. I'd give it an 8 with
8.
everything that happened. I think an 8 is fair considering everything that happened, the pacing, the matches, and everything. Like the 2 hours went by quickly. Like I was
Yeah, it
like,
did.
oh damn, it's over with. I'm like, ah, damn it, damn.
Right. I said the same thing. I was like,
That
I gotta send these guys the link.
that's the one thing that, like, I mean, with AEW, whether it's Dynamite or Collision, the 2 hours just flows by so fluidly, so quick, man. Because you're not there's no long dull periods, or just like endless rambling or just comedy bits that don't hit or whatnot. It's in ring action, and when you get the promo segments like you do like a Hangman and Kyle, like it's something that you are hooked into and you are laser focused in. But yeah, I mean, Daydream gives it an 8. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 tonight. I think it was a very good episode from top to bottom. Everything is progressing like nice and steadily for All Out next week. I think we got like 7 8 matches. Like the card is pretty much done at this point. We'll get another match or two here and there, but yeah, I give it an 8.5.
I must be the mark of the group. I'm giving it a 9.3. This is a damn good show.
Hey,
Like I
there you
say,
go.
it flowed. I like a show where I'm not thinking about fast forwarding and I can't leave my seat. It's like those are the type of shows I want. And I was starving. I wanted to eat my dinner and I just didn't want to leave. I was like, I'll eat it after the post show. But yeah, that great show. But Dedrian, can you let the people know, man, about your podcast, how they can reach you over there on City of Wrestling?
Hey, follow City of Wrestling on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, X, and of course YouTube. You could follow me, Dedrin91, not 180, but 91 on Instagram, Threads, X, Blue Sky. I'm thinking of something else. Yes, and TikTok. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I'm always on that damn app. But yeah, you can follow me there. And hey, if you don't have time to watch wrestling or don't know what's going on, you can follow City of Wrestling and just see what's happening in the world of pro wrestling and all 135 plus promotions.
Exactly. Bald Bro was popping over there with group chat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow Group Chat Wrestling Podcast at GW Podcast UK on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Follow us on Twitter for all news and updates on all episodes and giveaways and all the stuff involving the podcast. And follow us, like I said, one more time for new episodes. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and all podcast platforms. And yes, especially on TikTok and Instagram, GW Podcast UK. We release about 3 to 5 clips for every episode every week.
It's a damn good show, both of them. City of Wrestling and Group Chat Wrestling. And one more to throw on your table. If you haven't been under a rock and you don't know, we've expanded. It's not just wrestling here. We got the Holy Shhh Sports, myself, Rose, Bald Bro, and Coach DTM, breaking down NFL, NBA, and everything that is not pro wrestling that keeps the score. And tomorrow, you better check out a damn good live stream. It's going to be the Washington Commanders going against the Green Bay Packers, and I will be streaming the entire game. If you can't watch it, just check us out, and I have all the clips for you doing my crazy shenanigans as always. But Dedrian, we appreciate you, bro, coming on, man.
Thank you, brother. I had fun, man. Always a pleasure.
Till next time, on behalf of Dedrian, it's your boy AB from DET.
I am that ball bro for the NYC.
And you guys have been tuned in to the Holy Shhh Podcast AEW Dynamite post show.